All right, welcome back. And back now to a major twist in the controversy over President Trump's IRS settlement that created a nearly $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. Now, the Justice Department says it will comply with a court order to pause providing any possible compensation to people who feel they were politically persecuted during the Biden administration. However, there are a lot of questions and uncertainty about what happens next. So joining us now is Josh Gerstein, Politico's senior legal affairs reporter. Josh, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Hey, Megan, good to be with you.
And let's just start with why the Trump administration may have made this decision. What are you hearing?
Well, I mean, it seems fairly clear to me that they made the decision because of the political backlash they were getting to this, somewhat from the public, but the real pressure point here seemed to be Senate Republicans. There was a meeting about a week and a half ago between Senate Republicans, a sort of closed-door caucus, where the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche went up there to Capitol Hill. And to say he got an earful would be an understatement. We're told, again, by some very conservative members of the Republican caucus, like Senator Ted Cruz, that about half the caucus was angry about this idea of the weaponization fund, and that there was, in fact, in this closed-door meeting, screaming, like people were yelling at Blanche. They were so upset about it, both because they thought it was a mistake to potentially compensate people that had assaulted police during the January 6th attack on the Capitol, but also just politically, given some of the economic challenges the country is facing at the moment, the idea that money is being handed out to people that have been accused of criminal offenses. I think a lot of the Republicans thought it was politically tone deaf and a big rock that they would have to carry into the fall midterms.
Obviously heated moments and a big split there. So then what happens next for the fund? Is the fund dead?
So it's really not clear. We spoke to a source yesterday who said it's really not clear how dead it is. It's dead for now, Megan. And, you know, this is simply because a judge here in the D.C. area in Alexandria, federal judge Leonie Brinkema, issued an order that basically tells the Justice Department not only they can't disperse the money, they can't move the money into this fund, but basically they can't take any steps to set it up until there's further court action. There have been something like 4 or 5 lawsuits filed over this, and so all those things are still pending. It's really not clear what the Justice Department statements yesterday mean, that they'll abide by the court order. I think most people would hope that they would abide by a court order. If they don't like it, they can appeal it, but it's unclear whether that means they're sort of throwing in the towel on this. And it's kind of interesting too, we haven't seen, as we so often do, some kind of a Truth Social post or a direct statement from the president where he says that this is either on or off.
Yeah, let's talk about that, what that says about the president and his willingness to fight. You know, given you mentioned the number of challenges here, what does that say to you as you're watching this play out?
Well, to me, it says that the president's sort of politically in a different place than he was, say, a year ago. The fact that you would have Senate Republicans stand up to him as they did through this meeting with Todd Blanche. There's also been, you know, the senators that are now basically lame ducks, in part because Trump supported their opponents in primary campaigns. So we've got a few of those, and they don't really have much of an incentive to go along with the president. And then, you know, lurking in the background here is just the overall poll numbers, where we see the president's approvals in the mid-30s and some polls down in the low 30s. He may just not have the leverage that he usually has. And it seems like somebody in the White House or the Justice Department kind of misjudged, you know, how much gas they would get out of this fund. It seems like they thought it would be a good way to appeal to the MAGA base or to Trump supporters, but it seems to have taken more flack and caused more political heat than any benefit they could have ultimately gotten out of it.
And technically, another question for you, Josh, you know, what does this mean in terms of the president's lawsuit with the IRS? Can he now try to get the money for himself?
I think that'd be difficult. I mean, the lawsuit is still officially dismissed, although the judge there is now asking questions about this settlement and whether the lawsuit was essentially some kind of sham where maybe the administration had decided they wanted to set up this fund and then had the president file the suit so that they could set it up as a settlement to the suit. That's what the judge is kind of inquiring into. I think the notion that it's going to come to some kind of result where he gets a large payout from the government is highly unlikely. That would probably also provoke a very negative reaction on Capitol Hill. And even if they drop the fund, I do think there's going to be some senators on the Republican side, maybe some other Republican lawmakers, and certainly a lot of Democrats who are going to be looking to sort of tie the president's hands on this issue, maybe put some limits on the broader right that the Justice Department has to settle litigation. It used to be that they had to get approval from Congress, I think, for any settlement of over $100,000. That went away, I think, a decade or two ago, but Congress may now be interested in bringing some version of that back, so they have a little more control over the Justice Department's ability to hand out money, particularly when it's not a judgment against the U.S. government, but in fact, just an effort to settle a suit that hasn't even been litigated.
Many layers to this. Josh Gerstein, Politico's senior legal affairs reporter, with so much insight for us this afternoon. Thank you for taking the time again, Josh, to join us here
Happy
on
to do
WJLA.
it.
Thank you so
Take care.
much. You